Welcome. This is the Affluence Technique. We learned this technique during the Masters Conference. This technique takes about 10 to 15 minutes of your time, and it is beneficial for you to do this at least once a week, preferably at the very beginning of the week. So whether you count your first day of the week as Sunday or on Monday, that's the day that you should be doing this technique. You will be seated for this technique, sitting inside a circle of the 27 wheels of Genesis, and preferably underneath a great seal of Genesis and above a chamber of eternal light. You will need to have a biogenesis pyramid in front of you for this technique. You will also use a few of the tools. You will use the pendant of eternal light, the pocket seal, the wand of Genesis, and the biotranslator. You will begin by holding the pendant of eternal light in your left hand and the pocket seal in your right hand. You will then close your eyes. You will verbally state the first phrase. Now, the 12 phrases of affluence, the affluence technique, the 12 phrases of affluence need to be spoken out once, and then they will be spoken silently inside 2 or 3 times. You go through each of the 12 phrases of affluence to do this. Needless to say, be sure to print out the instruction form that's on this webpage so that you can follow along with me for this technique. The first phrase of affluence: in this great expanse, all may be located. You will sit there holding the pendant of eternal light in your left hand, the pocket seal in your right hand, close your eyes, and you will verbally say that command. Now, at the beginning, before you have these memorized, you'll probably need to have your eyes open so that you can read this command, and that's fine. So you will read it out loud. In this great expanse, all may be located. Then you let some time pass, several seconds. When the desire to repeat that command comes to you, silently repeat that phrase within your own mind. So again, you will say the command, in this great expanse, all may be located. But you will say it silently within your own mind for this phrase of affluence. Then you sit there quietly for another several seconds until the phrase comes back to you. When it does, again, silently in your mind, you will say the phrase, in this great expanse, all may be located. You will do this 2 or 3 times, silently repeating this command within your own mind. When you are saying it out loud, then it will be clear, and every single word must be spoken in that phrase. But for the 2 or 3 times that you repeat the phrase within your own mind, it can be much less clear. It can be very subtle. You may not even need to say every word in that phrase, but you will repeat the phrase within your mind 2 or 3 times. Once you have completed that phrase, move to the second phrase. You will then, once again, clearly state this second phrase out loud. It is in the selection. You let some time pass. Then, and of course with your eyes closed, you will reintroduce this phrase silently within your mind. It is in the selection. Continue to rest several more seconds. The desire will come back to say this phrase again. Repeat the phrase silently within your mind. It is in the selection. Let some time pass. Repeat the phrase a 3rd time, silently within your mind. It is in the selection. After you've repeated this phrase 2 or 3 times silently within your own mind, then you move to the 3rd phrase. And you will again state this phrase clearly out loud. Totality emerges from selection. Let some time pass with your eyes closed. Then state this phrase again silently within your mind. Totality emerges from selection. Let some time pass. Rephrase, restate that phrase again, silently within your mind. Totality emerges from selection. Do this 2 or 3 times, then move on to the 4th phrase. You will clearly state this phrase out loud. Movement is by means of attraction. Let some time pass, just sitting there quietly with your eyes closed. Then say this phrase again silently within your own mind. Movement is by means of attraction. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. Then move on to the 5th phrase. You will say out loud, clearly, the origin is the relationship. Then let some time pass, several seconds, with your eyes closed. Say this phrase again silently within your own mind. The origin is the relationship. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. Then we move on to the 6th phrase. The first 5 phrases all use the same positioning of the tools. Once we move to the 6th phrase, we change a little bit. We take the pendant of eternal light and we either wear it or simply put it in a pocket. The pocket seal then goes in our left hand, and in the right hand, we will pick up and hold the wand of Genesis. We will hold the wand in the right hand, pocket seal in the left hand, and we are wearing or having in a pocket the pendant of eternal light. Now we will clearly state out loud the 6th phrase of affluence. Out of the connection emerges substance. We sit quietly with our eyes closed for some time, several seconds, then we repeat this phrase silently within our mind. Out of the connection emerges substance. We continue to rest silently with our eyes closed. We wait several seconds. We repeat this phrase silently within our mind. Out of the connection emerges substance. We repeat this 2 or 3 times. Then we move to the 7th phrase of affluence. We will again state this clearly out loud. Wealth is the substance. Then we take some time, several seconds, resting quietly with our eyes closed. We repeat this phrase silently within our mind. Wealth is the substance. We continue to rest with our eyes closed, several more seconds. We repeat that phrase again silently within our mind. Wealth is the substance. We repeat this 2 or 3 times. For each of these steps, it will take about a minute of your time to complete the process. After the 7th phrase, we change the tools again. We put away the wand of Genesis. We then pick up and hold the biotranslator in our right hand. We continue to hold the pocket seal in our left hand. We continue to have the pendant of eternal light either around our neck or in a pocket. We then state the 8th phrase of affluence clearly and out loud. Abundance flows by desire. We will rest there quietly with our eyes closed. After several seconds pass, we will repeat this phrase silently within our mind. Abundance flows by desire. We repeat this 2 or 3 times, silently giving several seconds in between each time. Then we move to our next phrase, the 9th phrase of affluence. For this, we will again state the 9th phrase of affluence clearly out loud. Riches surround the desirable intent. Then we sit quietly, resting with our eyes closed. After several seconds, we repeat this phrase silently within our mind. Riches surround the desirable intent. We repeat this 2 or 3 times. Then we move on to the 10th phrase of affluence. We begin by stating the phrase clearly out loud. It may be said, the intent gathers the means. Then we take some time, several seconds, resting quietly with our eyes closed, and we repeat that phrase silently within our mind. It may be said, the intent gathers the means. We do this 2 or 3 times. Then we move on to the 11th phrase. Clearly out loud, we state the phrase, the intent signals the riches because of the possibility. We sit for several seconds, resting quietly with our eyes closed. Then we repeat that phrase silently within our mind. The intent signals the riches because of the possibility. We repeat this phrase 2 or 3 times silently within our mind. Then we move to the 12th and final phrase of affluence. We will put away the biotranslator. Now we will hold the pocket seal in both hands. And we will clearly state out loud the 12th phrase of affluence, because of the existence of the world. We allow several seconds to pass, then we repeat this phrase silently within our mind, because of the existence of the world. We let several seconds pass, again resting quietly with our eyes closed, then we repeat this phrase silently within our mind, because of the existence of the world. We will do this 2 or 3 times. And then we are done with the affluence technique. So the technique is simple. It involves 12 phrases. For each phrase, we begin by clearly stating out loud the phrase. Then we sit quietly with our eyes closed, and we will repeat that phrase silently within our own mind. We will allow some time to pass, several seconds, 10, 15 seconds. We then repeat that phrase again, silently within our own mind. We continue to rest quietly, sitting with our eyes closed. We allow several more seconds, 10, 15 seconds to pass, and we again then repeat that phrase silently within our mind. So there will be one time that you state the phrase clearly out loud, then 2 or 3 more times you will repeat that phrase silently within your mind. In between each time of stating the phrase, you will allow several seconds to pass, 10, 15 seconds. So each phrase will take you approximately 1 minute. So this technique of 12 phrases will take you approximately 12 to 15 minutes of your time. Again, do this once a week. Do it at the beginning of your week. This is the affluence technique.